Okay, in this amazing spirit reading, I was concentrating on my friend who had some questions about recent situations, and she had a few questions that I wanted to help her contemplate with the spirit art. And I see a figure here. It's a person. It's a female laying on her side. Her whole back side is showing as laying on a ground of magenta and purple landscape. And the beautiful part about this is the knees are folded over away from the viewer. And instead of it being like a skeleton, at first sight it looks almost like a skeleton. But upon closer examination, it is really like an energy anatomy. It has two beautiful trees. One is the spine, and it definitely looks like tree when you magnify the image. And one tree is the brain. So there's two trees, and it looks like energy anatomy. So it looks like a portrait not of a skeleton, but of the energy of the person. And as this person is embalmed in this beautiful magenta all around her, she's also laying on a bed of trees and purples, which looks like a lot. There was some sort of grief, and turning away from the situation is healing, putting it behind us and just moving on with the good parts that we learn about that situation. It definitely looked like some time has passed on this already. That's why the landscape, there is a lot of landscape showing, so it must have been couple of life cycles away. So this is something that the person is still contemplating in her dreams maybe, and still healing from it, but ready to move on and kind of move on and turn away from it. Another part about this is with the purple above, there were a lot of cloudy energy coming up in the clouds as I was painting it. So it looked like some sort of difficulties or maybe overwhelm. The way we escape anxiety is really we step into the moment, we slow things down, we concentrate on the little things, and we view the situation from the bird's eye point of view. So we almost not take it personally, but as an observer, we're looking at the situation as something that is not immediately affecting us. It is something that can be taken one day at a time, at our own time, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So it is when we take those steps to encapsulate all the little things and focusing on one thing at a time, it will be easier, and it will be helping ourselves to release any anxiety or overwhelm. If the situation in any way was overwhelming, in any way, it would definitely help to encapsulate those little moments and step into those little moments. Like this lady is taking her time, she's resting, and she's doing the right thing for herself. It's almost like dreamscaping and being at a standstill moment where maybe we procrastinate sometimes for a reason. Like a lot of people say, oh, I'm a procrastinator, but maybe that person is not really ready to be processing or changing things, or the situation at that moment just feels right, and maybe you don't want to change it. Maybe things are still doing actually good as they are without changing a thing. So I would say not really rushing to things this year, maybe waiting to how the energy feels next year when we have resolved ourselves and we research and have more information, maybe how we want to proceed, because procrastination is still processing and thinking and taking our time to really understand ourselves and knowing what we want about the situation. It feels a lot like letting go, still overcoming some grief. And as I was painting some trees, it seemed like almost crosses were changing into trees repeatedly. And I created a part two clarification painting to this part one painting, in order to ask those follow-up questions, because there was definitely something that was still being processed, still being healed, which tells me that don't shorten yourself from the time that it takes to grieve, to make feelings come up to light and to process the information is the healthiest thing that can happen. And we don't want to rush that kind of process. We don't want to rush and turn away from a healing, or turn away from maybe putting it deep inside for later time, when maybe today or this year would be a good time to really feel all our emotions and step into them in order to let them go and to close that chapter in our lives. So it definitely gave me a feeling of peaceful dreamscape, a peaceful time that is very reserved to oneself, that this person is taking time for herself in every single way. She is stepping into her feelings and embracing all of her emotions, and it was feeling like all things are right the way they are in this painting. And so I added some sparkly silvers, so in person the colors show a little more vivid, and they have I added a little bit of that cloudy feeling to the end to maybe help add some texture, and maybe to the viewer it will, as you contemplate the painting and look at the pictures and hold the painting, you can actually deduce a little bit more of some of the insights that will come to you with this energy, and maybe give you more clarification and resolve as to the questions that you had. And I will make the part 2 video as well, and I hope you love this part 1 video and of spirit art. Please subscribe, and the 3 cards you see there I'll explain in part 2.